Butterfly, well, what happens at the end is we have like 4 different movies in this film. It's funny because it's without doubt the same story, and yet it seems to move into these different chapters, and suddenly you go, wow, what are we dealing with here? Now it's over there, and oh my God, no, now we're over here, and the end, no, nothing more so than the ending, where it just never ceases to shake you up and throw you about, and yet it will leave you with views on the situation and doesn't answer any questions easily. That's the thing I really loved about it. There were particular ways we could have gone to tie up everything neatly, despite it perhaps being quite horrific, but to tie everything up neatly. And there are no neat answers to what the audience will discover has actually gone on. I feel, and it's happened amongst us, arguments about not just the ending and what it means, but who was right, who was wrong, who deserved what, what was too much, what was out of order, and I think it has all of that, and just constantly full of, to me, genius shocks and surprises that aren't. I watch so many. I tell you, I find it difficult nowadays to watch. Even a good thriller is normally so formulaic. This is definitely not that. That's what got me when I first read it. I thought, this isn't like anything I've read in a long time, and it's an idea that I've never come across. So it's been fighting to keep to the purity of that idea. I don't know what accent I'm talking in anymore. I'm like, what am I? I don't even know where I come from anymore. I love Maria. I've really connected with her big time in this movie. She's so smart and so passionate, so much going on, and the biggest heart, and she's really and an incredible actress that has. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from both of them, and in the first few days we went into scenes where I really didn't have. It was those scenes that are more difficult to do actually when you have to watch somebody else, force themselves on you, and you can't really do anything. And I was watching Maria, and I was going, she's good, she's good. He's very Irish, much more Irish than I thought. I knew he came from Ireland, but I didn't realize he has that Celtic, this wild energy, and he contains it, and he's getting a chance here to go into that dark side, and it's been a real pleasure to watch, because I think this will be quite a seminal role for him, and people will really kind of sit back and go, wow. And I love it when I see actors surprise me like that, and I like to try and do that as well. And when you see an actor give a performance or a part of themselves that you didn't know they had, and you saw definitely one side of it in The Matador, but I think even the people who have seen The Matador will be surprised by what he gives in this.
Gerard Butler, I mean, I always have to plug him because as much as he doesn't tell anybody, I think I want to say he's Canadian because he lived here for a few years when he was a young kid. But so I tell everybody he's Canadian, and he laughs at me. But he's just one of these guys that everybody expects him to break out. He's very charming, very likable. Doing a role in American is not always the easiest thing for an actor, and especially when you're coming from Scotland and stuff. So he's done a really great job of working really hard to make that work, because this is an American film, American storyline. So, he's just, again, very smart. He's very well read, and he's very smart. He has a law degree and all that sort of stuff. So he brings a lot of great story ideas and challenges in the script. Very early on, he was very boisterous about what was working, what wasn't, and worked with Mike Barker to make it right. And most of his instincts are right. So he was. So not only is he's very natural on the screen, but he's also has a very good story sense.
Do you know, they told me that they were interested in Jerry to do the part and didn't really know his work, so I went back and had a Jerry Butler Film Festival. And I'll tell you, when I saw Dear Frankie, I just fell in love with the man. I thought he was so, you could really see his soul in that performance. He was so, beautiful but masculine and strong, and I just thought the perfect man for this role, and he has proved himself beyond anything I could have ever imagined. He's just one of the finest actors I've ever worked with. He shows up like nobody's business.
We needed somebody that you would balance out this triangle, that would be strong, and when you're watching the three of them on screen, you wouldn't be drifting over to watch one performance or the other and not be as interested in the other performance. And he's, in many ways, our leading man in this movie. And I think that Jerry brings a passion, he's got a presence and a charisma. He's like a real, you know, like Pierce, he's got that old-fashioned movie star quality about him, and he's certainly, it's again taking that risk that you put Pierce, who's a strong leading man, against another strong leading man and see what comes out of that conflict between those two characters, rather than stacking the deck in favor of one, maybe not hiring someone quite as strong. We were kind of excited because Jerry's a really powerful presence on screen, and he's done an amazing job.